Jets breakup didn't feature an ugly divorce, but no one was sending chocolate-covered mushrooms to anyone. With a new head coach and new GM, the team is going in a new direction as they officially parted ways with the 41-year-old future Hall of Famer. So after tearing his Achilles 4 snaps into his first season in New York, Rodgers really struggled in his first full year with the Jets, but his poor play goes back to his final season here with the Packers, where he put up the worst total QBR of his career and tied his career high for turnovers. You know, last season, Rodgers ranked bottom 10 in both total QBR and yards per attempt. Back here with Mina, RC, and Graz. Mina, looking forward here for the Jets. What's next for them and their plans if they have to rebuild this roster going forward?
Yeah, there are needs on both sides of the ball. I think Ryan's going to talk about the defense, so I'll focus on the offense for a second. Aaron Glenn and their new offensive coordinator, Tanner Engstrand, come from the Lions, where they built an environment for the quarterback, Jared Goff, to flourish, starting with, of course, that offensive line in the run game. I think the Jets need to do the same. Right tackle jumps out. The other thing, and it sounds really specific, but it's really important, they need a tight end who can block. And to that end, I'm telling you, Tyler Warren from Penn State, 7 might be a little bit rich, but this kid can do everything. He is about as complete a tight end as we have seen in recent years, and I know that's high praise considering Brock Bowers was just drafted, but I would love his fit in terms of sort of reestablishing the identity for this offense. So just focusing on protection, blocking, run game, I think, and then you worry about the quarterback, maybe not even this season.
Man, I know this is not supposed to be my job right now, but Tyler Warren is an absolute stud. I get it. We watched Brock Bowers in year 1 and what he was able to do. I would actually think or feel that Tyler Warren is more versatile than Brock Bowers was. And maybe it's because of the way Penn State used him, but I got to see it in person against Notre Dame, and he was absolutely sensational. I mean, fantastic in so many ways. And then on the defensive side of the ball, we watched this team take a step back. Obviously, Jermaine Johnson was out for the season. The Hassan Reddick trade was an absolute bust, but we watched Will McDonald take a step up as a rusher. We saw Jamie Sherwood fill in for C.J. Mosley and become a player, but let's think about what they are at the safety position. I feel like for 2 or 3 years, they've been trying to get better at that position. Played a lot last year with Jalen Mills. Sauce Gardner wasn't as good as we'd seen him in the first 2 years. Can Aaron Glenn get him to play at a higher level? And what are you going to do with the other side? Also, you need to find a way to be able to create a 4-man rush. Does Jermaine Johnson coming back do that? Or how do you add that through the draft or maybe free agency? I feel like there are so many holes on this defense, but for me, I go with what Mina said. Let's start on the offensive side of the ball, being able to produce through physicality and get into the play action game, and maybe Aaron Glenn can be that next step up defensively to get them back to playing high-level ball.
Yeah.
And the move they made this week with Aaron Rodgers is the first step in figuring out quarterback. To Mina's point, that doesn't mean they have to go draft one this year if they don't like any of them. They have to figure out what the plan is. Does that mean Tyrod Taylor is a bridge quarterback for this year until they figure out who the long-term answer is? It's going to have to be a long-term solution at quarterback, a young player on a rookie contract most likely, because you look at the Jets, they have drafted well. They have extensions coming for guys like Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson and possibly, Breece Hall and all these guys. So their roster, as you budget it out over the next couple of years, gets a little more complicated, a little more expensive. They're going to have to find what everyone's looking for, that bargain quarterback for the next few years.
Yeah, to your point, they have drafted well outside the quarterback position. That's the one thing that has hurt them, especially over the last decade.
We here. Hey, no stone unturned, man. We coming in here, we come to dominate. That's it. We got a lot on the line. And it all start with your why, man. It all start with your why. Hey, one at a time, baby. It's on us. It's on us. Come on, Jahan.
Hurts. Looks. He's going deep. Caught. Jahan.
We already know what time it is.
It'll be tush-push territory. And he's in. Touchdown.
Into the middle. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Touchdown! Eagles are going to pick 6.
Hey, the moment than you right now.
Yes, sir.
Just one play at a time and trust everything.
Finish it. Hurts. Back. Look. He is going deep. And it is.
One more time. Keep breath in. Keep breath out. Let's go get it. Let's go run. Let's go run.
Mahomes is back. He's hit. He's hit. He fumbles the football. One Super Bowl 59.
Congratulations, man. Yeah, I'm proud of you, dog. That's the way to do it, man. Go enjoy it.
What a message from Nick Sirianni to Saquon Barkley. The soundtracks will get some run in the Nagandi household this offseason. Love hurts. The sign in Philly is part of the post-Super Bowl celebration, the city of brotherly love. It's Jalen Hurts' world as the Super Bowl MVP. Now, the Eagles heading into the season without O.C. Kellen Moore, who is now the Saints head coach. The Lions lost both of their coordinators as Ben Johnson is now the Bears head coach, and Aaron Glenn leads the Jets here. And this is a big deal. Listen, you could have fantastic rosters. If you lose coordinators, it has an impact. So with this major change here, or changes with the Lions, what kind of impact will it have for Detroit here, RC?
I mean, it's hard, right? And that's why you have to win it, Kevin, when you have the opportunity. When you're up on the San Francisco 49ers in the NFC Championship in the second half, you have to finish. When you have the Washington Commanders on your home field and you're the number one overall seed in the NFC, you have to find a way to win, because now you've lost both coordinators who must be great leaders of men as well. And so what effect does that have? Also, how do your players that were injured last year, that totally decimated this defense, how healthy are they? How much can they play to their potential? Can Kelvin Shepherd find a way to get the rush back with a four-man rush with Aleem McNeil healthy, with Aiden Hutchinson healthy? What about that back end? Carlton Davis, is he coming back? Amik Robertson, will he be ready for the slot? Can you find a way to be better at the back or opposite Alex Anzalone? There are so many questions for this team that won 15 games just a year ago. And so to me, it's going to be very important that they hone in this offseason in OTAs and mini camps, not only to get those coordinators adjusted, but to get some of those players back healthy and in the rotation ready for September and October throughout next season.
And RC, I do think to the extent that they need to add, if there's an available edge rusher this offseason, you're going to probably see the Lions poking around on it. That's something they felt they needed even when Aiden Hutchinson was healthy and playing at a high level. So watch out for them on that edge rusher market. In terms of the coordinators, guys, this is where, this is why they pay Dan Campbell. Like, he built this coaching staff that was so good that everybody wanted to rate it this offseason. So the way he establishes the culture there in Detroit, the way that he develops and empowers his assistant coaches, we'll see what happens as guys move up into larger roles and hopefully, become the kind of coaches that we saw Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn become during their time there in Detroit. But this starts from the top down on the coaching staff, and it's on Dan Campbell to make sure these guys are ready to go.